What's up everyone, this is GM with another product. This is AOMAIS Sports 2 Mini Bluetooth Speakers. So before I get into things, I have a question for y'all. I've gotten some comments criticizing the fact that I go over the specs from the Amazon page and the manual. I do this for those who are watching this video and don't already have the product or didn't find it on Amazon first. It's to give an overall idea pretty much, but I understand how some people don't like that I'm doing it. So if you wouldn't mind commenting below what you think. If you have an opinion on this, leave a comment below. If enough people prefer I didn't go over the specs, I'll stop doing it altogether. So this speaker is 10 watts with a strong bass through 2 drivers and a passive subwoofer, which is one of my favorite things. Passive subwoofers, man, I just love seeing those in speakers. But it has about a 4-hour charge time and about a 10-hour playtime. That's if it's at about 50% volume on a full charge. But playtime will vary based on volume level and other factors. It has a range of about 99 feet, which is about 30 meters. It has an IPX4 water-resistant, so that means it's good for if you splash water on it or get some dust on it or sand. That's fine, but you cannot submerge it in water, or even you can't partially or fully submerge it in water, which is a key thing. So you can't use it in the shower. Maybe you could depending on where you place it, but just keep that in mind. It's about 0.9 pounds, so just a little under a pound right there. And if you have 2 of these speakers, you can actually pair them together and play music through both at the same time, which I'll actually show later because I went ahead and bought 2 of their speakers. They just need to be within 99 feet of one another, but it is preferred that they, I think, are within 30 feet of each other for better results. So I'm going to go and move this one out of the way. And right here we have one of the speakers. So I have the orange one right here. In the box it comes with the speaker, of course, and then it comes with this rope which I've already attached. This is so you can put it through your wrist if you want to carry it around. It has a micro USB to USB charging cable, which is very standard nowadays, and an aux cable, so you can use this on non-Bluetooth devices as well, such as older computers. And then it also has a manual which is in English. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn this thing on. So this speaker also has 5 buttons on the top here. I guess I should go over the sides real quick. So it's a Bluetooth button, which I'll show how to use later. Plus and minus button, which are just to increase and decrease volume as well as go forward and backwards in a track. And then a play and pause button right there. And it has a power button. It also has a built-in mic, so you can do hands-free calling with it. And then on the sides you have a flap which is covering the aux and USB, micro USB port right there. And you want to make sure you have this completely covered if you're going to use it somewhere where it's kind of watery. And then also here is the passive subwoofer, which I'll show once some music is playing. Bottom has 2 rubbery grips right here, which are really nice, but this whole thing feels a little bit of a rubbery texture, which is nice. So you won't have to worry about it skidding around too much if you have it just placed somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Mine's already paired, so I went ahead and made the paired sound. So I don't know. I'm gonna see. Maybe I'll go ahead and do one song with just one speaker, and then I'll do one with both the speakers paired together so I can show you how they're paired. Alright, so what I've done is I've turned the speaker sideways so you can kind of see the passive subwoofer here. What I'm going to do is when I start playing the music, you're going to notice at first it's not going to be jumping out at all because there's going to be really no bass. Then the bass is going to drop all of a sudden, and you'll see it kind of bouncing out. The higher the volume is, the more it will be popping out. That's the nice thing about the passive subwoofer. It looks kind of cool to see that. So I want to go ahead and say this is a very powerful speaker. 10 watts is a lot, especially for such a small speaker. And I have the volume full on this speaker and half on my phone. And obviously you're not gonna be able to tell that it's really loud because my camera will adjust. But yeah, it's super loud, and you might be able to tell because I'm gonna increase the volume a bit at a time, and you'll see that this is gonna start popping out more. The passive subwoofer is gonna kind of vibrate more as the bass is going on. So yeah, I'm going to start playing it at half, and I'm also going to be adjusting the focus so that way you can see through this whole area kind of, so as you can see it's kind of blurry near the back, so I'll change the focus so it's a little bit more clear back here, and then it'll become a little blurry here, and that's so you can see that kind of the whole outlook of how it looks when it's vibrating. So this is at about half volume. I'll slowly increase the volume though. So I am talking at a pretty loud volume right now to over the music, which is pretty hard to do because this speaker is already really loud. So I increased the volume a little quickly there once the bass dropped, and you could see the passive subwoofer kind of vibrating back and forth. And what I did was I also changed the focus so you could kind of see what it looks like throughout. The reason I had to put this at an angle is because if you're looking straight on, you're not going to be able to see it really that well through my camera. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to connect the two speakers together. Alright, so here I have both the speakers. I went ahead and turned off the Bluetooth on my phone and turned off the speakers. So first thing you're going to want to do is turn on both speakers. So let's go and turn this one on, and now this one. And that little extra ding at the end means that it's in pairing mode, and you can tell because both the blue lights are flashing. And that actually means that they should have connected to each other. So I didn't even have to do what the instructions said, but pretty much what you would do is you'd long press and hold the Bluetooth button, which is this one right here. It has a little Bluetooth symbol on it. Until you hear a beep, and then you'll hear like a ding 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 sound, which means that they've both connected. And yeah, so pretty much what's going to happen is the volume will go through one speaker, and then that speaker will transmit to the other one. So you would just expect there to be kind of a lag maybe between, since it has to go through your phone to one speaker to the next. But it actually, as far as I can tell, there isn't any, unless you put the speakers, you know, at a different distance. Obviously then there would be a bit of a difference in volume or in lag sort of, but if they're like next to each other like this, or if they're equidistant away, you actually can't really tell any difference. So that's a really good thing. But yeah, I'm gonna go and start playing some music and let's see if it worked. Just a reminder though before I start that you do want to make sure that you turn off the Bluetooth on your phone when you're connecting them, then you turn the Bluetooth back on your phone, and then you'll be able to connect to one of them. Not one of them is kind of like the master speaker. So in this case, the green one is the one that's kind of leading all of this. So also volume controls, if you're controlling the volume from the speaker, only one speaker can actually control the volume. So since this is the master speaker, this one will control volume. If you try changing volume from this one, it will not work. So let's go and start the song. Wow, so that was really loud. In person, it is easy to understand what they're saying and everything. When you put the speaker somewhere, you will be able to tell what, pretty much you can hear it. And it is really loud. You can tell that it's double the power pretty much of just one speaker. So yeah, that is really neat. The fact that all you need to do is have two of these speakers and they can connect together, and it is just so loud. It's perfect, especially for parties, or even if you want to keep one speaker in one room and one in another. That's also an option. Good for parties in that sense too, where you can, let's say you have an upstairs and a downstairs where you're hosting a party, you can have you can have one speaker upstairs, one downstairs, and both will play the exact same music. So that's a really handy thing. And also the fact that it does that you can use an aux cable means that you can have a friend use the speakers without having to connect to Bluetooth, which is always great as well. Alright everyone, that's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe. Link to these products is in the description below. If you have any questions, leave a comment below or tweet me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for joining me.